Move the motorbikes around real quick. One moment, guys, I'm just moving it. Yeah, crap. Doesn't have the key. Let's just move that here then, that's right. Yeah. It's completely sufficient space for what I'm trying to do. Sorry guys, I'm just getting started. Okay. Understand it like reconnects and shit. I don't know what's up with it. Change the alternator on this car. We're going to try and figure out what. Oh, nearly falling off the edge of the floor. Hang on. Just get some stuff going here. Get my overalls on, get to work. So I've built this whole car, but it's not charging for some reason, so I'm just going to figure that out. It's more of a motivational channel, more than anything to inspire you to chase things you want to chase, not really so much watch me work on cars. We're going to get some, got something queued up here. We're going to listen to the Rodney Mullen story. All right. Rodney Mullen from the ground up. There we go.
Deal with it. Street skateboarding exists as it does now because of Rodney Mullen. Rodney Mullen invented all of the modern street skating tricks. I mean, he's the godfather of all that's current. So we watch him and just be like, he's doing stuff that no one has even thought of or could do if they put their mind to it. Rodney Mullen did more for the actual act of skateboarding probably than anyone in the history of the sport.
By constantly pushing the realm of what is possible, Rodney Mullen has permanently changed the sport of skateboarding. His legacy began in Gainesville, Florida in 1977.
My dad, he was a dentist, and he'd always say, look, man, I just treated a guy last week who had head trauma from going down this hill. There's nowhere in the world you're going to skateboard. Just do something valid like golf or tennis or baseball. One night, I came down crying and,
Hey, Timmy.
Can I please, just one last chance, So he goes, okay, but only if you wear full pads, and the first time you get hurt, you have to stop. So New Year's Day, surf shop was open, and I went there and got my first board. Surfer, and so she hung out with the whole surf crowd that would surf on the weekends, and then during the week they would do a lot of
alternator
and set up these ramps. So I would watch those guys and just think, wow, they're cool. This is independent. There's no coach. There's no nothing. So I picked up really, really quick. But of course I'm compulsive, so that's all I can think about. I just focus, and be good really fast.
After just 1 year of skateboarding, Rodney was sponsored by a nearby shop.
Roger, I handled their shop out of Gainesville.
He did well in local contests, but was often uneasy around crowds of people.
It's hard to emphasize this enough that I was not used to people. I always spoke most to the dog.
You're on camera right there. How did you catch your first time?
something that is sort of like, I don't know, it talks to me. It's an interaction with something almost, alive. Is it because it changes according to you? And that's it. It's electric. Yeah.
At age 11, Rodney's family moved to a farm outside of Gainesville, Florida. With the closest neighbor 2 miles away, Rodney lived in near isolation, but this only served to encourage his obsession. The rural environment began to shape Rodney's skating into a more specialized form, using only flat ground. This later became known as freestyle.
It's just the cows in the 3-car garage. If that's your only world, So, okay, what can I do with this? So freestyle kind of came from that, but freestyle wasn't really defined at that time.
We weren't just freestylers, we were just skateboarders. But we'd enter flatland contests, and that was called freestyle. We also might enter high jump, it might be slalom, it might do downhill, it might be bull riding too, all in the same day, and enter every event.
As they structured it, it got more and more toward just little tricks, and then the guys who skated pools moved into vert, and the guys who organized the routines moved more into freestyle, and that's when it became delineated.
As he concentrated more and more on freestyle, Rodney progressed faster than ever. Soon,
Yeah,
many
good,
established
going all right,
pros
guys.
began taking notice
Energized.
of him.
It was obvious that he had spent a lot of time in his garage, I would guess, or somewhere just practicing many, many hours each day, you could tell.
Probably the most crucial time, maybe in my life, was July in 79 to that August in 80. I think it's probably the most creative time for me, where I came up with most stuff, like telepops and casters and all these things. They all happened in a year.
By the time he entered his first pro contest in 1980, his very technical brand of skating had already left most of the dance and gymnastic-oriented freestylers far behind.
So I go out there and I'm looking at everyone because I hadn't seen anyone. It didn't seem very good. And then I look at Steve and he's gnarly. So it was between us. I think I won because I got little kid points.
His upset victory at the Oasis contest over legendary pro Steve Rocco was more proof to the skateboarding world that Rodney was a force to be reckoned with.
The precision and consistency he did things is just unparalleled. It's hard to get mad at something like that. He was going to take it to a level that, I couldn't take it to. Skating was just his life. It's all he wanted to do.
But just as it was taking off, Rodney's career almost ended because of an odd promise he made with his father. In order to be allowed to skate in the Oasis contest, he would have to give up skateboarding when he returned home.
And what had happened, I had won, and then I came home and I was packing away all my stuff to treasure for the rest of my life, thinking that was it. And then the magazines called, and the companies are calling, and then my dad was like, well, look, I guess they're putting money into you, and so I have no choice, but just know that this is very temporary. And that is echoed in my ears more than anything, that this is very temporary. Take it as your last chance.
Rodney's sort of like a mule. The harder you pull him, the more he digs his heels in. And his dad was always trying to pull him away from skateboarding, which made Rodney clung to it even more.
After gaining recognition for his victory at the Oasis contest, Rodney turned pro for Paul Peralta. He was made famous by Paul's breakthrough videos, but still spent much of his time in obscurity, skating alone in his family's garage.
All he wanted to do was figure out how to do new things with the skateboard and new tricks, and he didn't care if anyone else was doing it, if anyone else thought it was cool. He just wanted to see what was possible.
Although too technical for most, Rodney's innovations began to influence pros who were also pushing the limits of skateboarding.
I learned finger flip doors on vert because I was inspired by Rodney doing it. And I wanted to take some of these things that he was doing and try to learn them in the air, in the pools. Exactly learning to freestyle.
One of Rodney's simple innovations that completely revolutionized skateboarding was the Flyburn Low.
surrounded by so many people that were looking at you.
For whatever reason, it's not charging. I'm going to guess the alternator. Yeah, twin turbo. Yeah, VG30. Yeah.
So please welcome
I'll be selling this one once it's finished. It's almost done, but it's just the alternator I put on it or some connection, it's not charging. So
Despite all of his success, Rodney's father still insisted that skateboarding was not a legitimate career. Since Rodney himself wanted to pursue a future
how am I doing?
in
Yeah, doing
science,
okay.
he
Doing
began
okay, Tar. Yourself?
contemplating an early retirement at age 18.
You know, taking this thing.
By then I was in college and I was doing summer for Swatch watches and they were flying me all over the world. That's how I was getting most of the money that I had. No one bought freestyle boards. And I remember
Might still
thinking,
put on a couple of blocks,
this is
so
it.
the jack's not so hard to get under. Hang on.
And Steve calls me. He's like, Rodney, look, this is it. Started this business.
Steve Rocco was just starting World Industries and had persuaded Rodney not only to stay in skateboarding, but also to invest in his new company.
To me, a business partner was anybody that, you know, just had excess cash, gullibility, and absenteeism. Rodney had all of those, and he bought out John Lucero for $6,000 and became a partner.
Since Paul Peralta didn't like having their riders invest in other skate companies, Rodney was forced to quit and ride for World Industries. By this time, freestyle was losing popularity. Consequently, Rodney's new teammates tried to make him adapt his skills to street skating.
No, I never really liked freestyle, but the shit Rodney was doing, it was like kind of beyond freestyle. A lot of it, you could like use it on the street and stuff. He was doing like a lot of ollie stuff and 360 flips and stuff like that.
Don't do it!
Freestyle just looks like it's like a ballerina type thing, you know, like it seems like it's more of the feminine style of skating. So I think that's why it died.
The title's America's Focus. It's just so weird. It's so big.
Alright, let's pull
I
nails.
feel kind of manly, though.
Freestyle had gone out of fashion. Rodney wasn't ready to give up.
What are you asking me? You're asking me
Yeah.
to give up everything that I've done. And
It's just so
I'm not
fantastic,
selling
mate.
out. So here I am with
Awesome,
the
guys, mate. Thank you, company.
ballerina stuff. And then
Okay, work on, yeah, it's 89 plus.
doing it until there was no more, and I'm left alone.
But yeah, it's just going to be mucking around
I
with.
figured that was it for me in my public life and skating.
By 1990, Rodney's board was discontinued as freestyle died completely. His responsibilities as a company owner forced him to drop out of Plan B wanted to add Rodney's talent and ability to their already incredible team. Once again, an effort was made to get Rodney to street skate.
That one's slick. Oh well.
We've been trying to get Rodney to do stuff in the street. I tried, Stacy tried, and we failed. And Mike T came along and goes, man, I can do it. And I just was like looking at him, yeah, right. I feel, you know, you're never going to get him to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I will be using a jack, bro. It's too low to get a jack under it without putting on blocks.
I know Mike had lots of
do with pushing Rodney in a direction to want
Now,
to
if I could
progress.
find my jet,
And it's like
that would be a
Mike,
good
if
thing.
he was like going to say, hey, Rodney, do this. He knew that inside of you, you wanted to do it. So what happened with Mike and Rodney was that he saw something in Rodney, and he made a couple comments, and I think he saw like, holy shit, he could really do this if he committed to it.
So making the transition from the hardest things to do is we're a whole lot. Freestyling is moving down. You're never skating at anything. It took months to overcome stuff like that. Yeah, but a lot of the body motions and stuff, you know so well from freestyle that I think I had a little head start.
Basically, Mike Teagues just took a lot of Rodney's amazing tricks and he made him do them on things that kids could relate to. He wasn't like a little oddity anymore. People appreciated him and go, man, this guy's an amazing skateboarder.
Mike T did a lot to change my life. He had faith in me. I think probably that was the predominant thing said at his funeral. Everyone was probably saying he had faith in me.
In 1994, Mike Ternasky was tragically killed in a car accident.
He was such a great person. He'd lift you so high, and that's why Plan B was what it was. And it was clear once Mike was gone, it just was never the same.
Without Ternasky's direction and leadership, Plan B began slowly dissolving over the next 4 years. In 1997, Rodney started his own company called A-Team. He also came up with an idea involving friend and world teammate Daewon Song.
Rodney versus Daewon. The way it came about too is it was not planned whatsoever. Rodney had a part ready and he wanted to do something with it. And then I had a part and we were like, you know what? Instead of waiting, let's just make a video together.
I like to do it. I really do. Well, it could be Rodney Daewon friends. What about Rodney versus Daewon?
I'm done, guys.
Between us, we weren't against
Screw
each
this
other,
shit.
but at the same time, we were still